You're probably wondering, what's it like to live in South Florida? And if that's the case, this is going to be the video for you, because I'm going to take you on a tour of one of South Florida's largest counties. We're focusing on Broward County today. And Fort Lauderdale is the biggest city in Broward County. If you're interested in Miami-Dade or Palm Beach County, I'm going to be doing those counties in an upcoming video. So the idea today is I'm going to give you a full tour of Broward County. I'm going to give you a little bit of information on each area. I'll hit all the major cities and towns in Broward County, and I'll give you some information about each area so that you got kind of a tidbit about every area in Broward County, and you can start focusing your efforts on particular areas depending on what's right for you. Okay guys, here we are at the map, and we are looking at a picture of South Florida on Google Earth. This is the program that I'm going to use to take you guys through the area. So today, as we talked about, we're going to be focusing on Broward County. So let's go ahead and click on Broward County here, and I'm going to show you a little bit about Broward County. So Broward County is a large county, and you can see that most of it is Everglades. It's actually a wildlife area. This is the Francis S. Taylor Wildlife Area, and what kind of wildlife is there? Well, you're certainly going to have these guys there, alligators in the Everglades. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you that those guys are there, but all kinds of things, deer. Okay, I think it's important in Broward County for us to talk about kind of how the highways work and how all this stuff it works in Broward County. For the most part, you're going to find a grid-like structure for the streets in Broward County. North, south, east, and west with numbered streets for the most part. You're also going to find main highways or arteries. You've got 95 that runs typically towards the east side of Broward County. You have the Turnpike, which runs north and south through the middle of Broward County. And then you've got 75, which runs north and south on the western portion of Broward County. And then 75 goes out to the western side of the state and then up north, that you would typically follow 75 to go to the west part of the state. And then 75 goes into this portion of, well, this is called the Sawgrass Expressway. It's the North Broward, north-south artery. And then you're going to have 595, which is east and west. And you'll have the Sawgrass Expressway, which is east and west in the northern part of the county. And then you have lots of large boulevards. Traffic in South Florida is heavier during the winter months because there are a lot of people that only live in South Florida during the winter months. So for traffic, typically it's going to be worse in the wintertime than it is in the summertime, and you can definitely feel that. For the most part in Broward County, the traffic is the worst near Fort Lauderdale. Right now in Fort Lauderdale, there is a lot of construction happening. The city is really exploding. Fort Lauderdale is. A lot of people are coming to South Florida now, and that does have effect on our traffic. This is Broward Boulevard right here. You are going to find some heavy traffic on Broward Boulevard at almost all times of the day during the summer. And then, of course, in the winter during rush hour, if there's events that are happening in South Florida or in Fort Lauderdale, you're going to see some pretty busy traffic. All right, now on the western portion of Broward County, this is Parkland up here. You can see the Broward County line. I'll zoom out so we can get Broward County here. On the western side of Broward County, it's really not too bad. Even 75 during rush hour traffic is not that bad. Now, Parkland and Coral Springs are two areas. I should get to this later, but I'll tell you, they're kind of buried up in the top northwestern portion of the county. I live in Coral Springs. We don't get a lot of traffic here because people don't have a reason to come here unless they're coming to Coral Springs or Parkland. Whereas if you live in Lauderdale Lakes or Davie, Cooper City, people are always passing through these cities to get to other areas. So that's a good thing about living on the western side of the county. You do get less traffic. So that's a good overview of traffic here in Broward County. I think that'll give us a good start. So let's move on to our first city. We're going to hit Fort Lauderdale first. Fort Lauderdale is Broward County's largest city by a long shot. It is a large city in the county. The county kind of runs like this. So it's a very large city, highest population in Broward County. It says it's known for its beaches and boating canals. Both of these are true. Fort Lauderdale is known as the yachting capital of the world because there are so many navigable waterways in Fort Lauderdale. So people that are into yachting, into boating, Fort Lauderdale, you can't choose a better location, probably in the state of Florida, maybe in the world, as they say. So it is called the yachting capital of the world. Lots of navigable waterways, easy access to the ocean, lots of marinas to handle fueling, repairs. All this is very easy in Fort Lauderdale. And there's a ton of waterfront property, luxury waterfront property. All right, we're gonna start at the beach in Fort Lauderdale for our points of interest. Fort Lauderdale Beach is perfect for sunbathing, swimming, and it's more than just that. There's great restaurants, there's great shopping, there's really great bars in Fort Lauderdale. You may have heard of Elbow Room. It's probably the most iconic bar on the beach. So Fort Lauderdale Beach has a lot to offer. Also, there's the Museum of Discovery and Science. This is mainly a kids museum, but there is just amazing stuff there. Natural history, all the way through technology. They've got art displays, interactive informational displays for kids. Really amazing stuff. And then number 3, we're going to talk about Las Olas Boulevard. It's the heart and soul of Fort Lauderdale. It's kind of like the Rodeo Drive of Fort Lauderdale. You're going to find awesome dining, awesome entertainment, great shops of all kinds, jewelry. Guy Harvey has a boutique out there on Las Olas Boulevard. And then also they have art fairs, all kinds of car shows and things like that they do throughout the year. Okay, I want to take you guys through a few neighborhoods in Fort Lauderdale, and one of the top neighborhoods in Fort Lauderdale is called Victoria Park. These homes, oh man, you can probably get a little bungalow there for maybe $800,000, but you're typically going to be spending more than $1 million for a single family home in this neighborhood. But it's just got a great location because you've got Las Olas Boulevard, which is right here. You've got downtown, which is right here. And then you've got Victoria Park here. The next neighborhood that I like to highlight in Fort Lauderdale is called Coral Ridge. It is lots of waterfront property in Coral Ridge, lots of kind of estate homes that are not waterfront property. You can typically get a little bit better deal here in Coral Ridge than you can in other parts of Fort Lauderdale. They're very expensive. Also, Coral Ridge has very good schools in the area as well. So if you're having children or you already have children, I think that Coral Ridge would be a good choice for you if you like Fort Lauderdale. And the last neighborhood I would like to highlight here in Fort Lauderdale is gonna be Las Olas Isles. This is the most exclusive neighborhood in Fort Lauderdale. I would say that Rio Vista here is also an exclusive neighborhood. They're probably equal. But this is a very exclusive neighborhood. If I zoom in here, you are gonna see some absolutely beautiful and stunning homes, $1 million yachts, multi-million dollar properties. All of these properties have access, the waterways have access to the ocean in relatively short order. You can get out to the ocean within 15 minutes. Okay, the next city I want to focus on is Hollywood, Florida. It is just south of Fort Lauderdale and Fort Lauderdale Airport, which is right here. Out here in Hollywood Hills, you've got some great neighborhoods for families. A lot of these homes have pools. You can expect 3, 4, 5 bedroom homes that are affordable for families. There's also lots of spots out here in East Hollywood that are, great for families, a little bit more expensive. But a lot of these homes have pools. They're very near the water. They're very close to the beach. They're very close to downtown Hollywood, which is a really great downtown area. It's really the centerpiece is Young Circle Park. They've got a band shell where they have live entertainment out there frequently. Lots of fairs and festivals throughout the year you'll find in Young Circle Park. And then you've got Hollywood Boulevard, which really kind of is the Las Olas Boulevard of Hollywood. Lots of dining, lots of great shopping in this area. And then off of Hollywood Boulevard too, all these streets over here. There's a great place here called the Tipsy Boar that I really enjoy. Of course, also in Hollywood, you've got Hollywood Beach. You know, out of the beach, I think Hollywood Beach might be one of the best beaches in South Florida because they have the boardwalk. It's kind of a paved boardwalk on the beach, kind of reminiscent of something like Venice Beach in California. But it's a great beach. This is a fully paved boardwalk, lots of dining, entertainment. You get all that great stuff. And Hollywood Beach is a fantastic beach. White sandy beach, long beach, lots of lifeguards, lots of interesting people on the beach. So yeah, highly recommended beach in Hollywood. Okay, from here, we're gonna start heading west. And as we head west in Broward County, you're gonna notice a few things. One, the communities are much more family friendly. You're gonna find gated communities. You're gonna find less urban communities, so suburban communities you'll find. You will find less walkability in these communities out west. So for singles and first-time home buyers, that may not be the best option. However, you will find a lot more condos and a lot more affordable condos. So first-time home buyers looking for affordability, a westward move might be the right way to go. So we're gonna start out in a community called Cooper City. And I'll zoom out a little bit here and give you an idea where Cooper City is. This was Hollywood, this is Fort Lauderdale. So Cooper City is out here, kind of in the middle of Broward County, or the urban area of Broward County. And the median home price in Cooper City in May of 2023 was around $680,000. So homes are a little bit more affordable in Cooper City. You're gonna find a lot more public parks and things like that in Cooper City that you may find out east. But the homes here are quite affordable. You know, you're gonna find homes, most of them have pools in this area. They're gonna be in the $600,000 to $800,000 price range in all of these areas. You can see Cooper City Elementary School here. There are gonna be more expensive homes, especially in this neighborhood here called Sunshine Acres. And that's mainly because the homes are bigger and there's a lot more land, a lot more property in Cooper City. But as you can see, this is far more suburban. So it is close to 595. So, you know, you just have a little ways to go and you can be east to the airport, you can be heading west, and it's easy to get to Miami-Dade. So people that want a more suburban lifestyle, you can move here to Cooper City, have a huge property, and be able to get to and from Miami relatively easily. Okay, we're moving on. We're gonna move to Pembroke Pines now, and you can see Pembroke Pines. This is a long, thin city in Broward County. Cooper City was here, Hollywood was here, Fort Lauderdale is up here. So we're moving west. This one goes all the way west. It stretches from Florida's Turnpike all the way out to the Everglades. So this is 75 that heads south into Miami from the west side, and the Turnpike runs right through the middle. You're gonna find really good schools in Pembroke Pines, and I would recommend that you go to that website, niche.com, for all of these cities. But Pembroke Pines, there's a lot going on in Pembroke Pines. I would say that Pembroke Pines, for singles as well as families, it's kind of like Hollywood. It's got something for everybody. It's affordable. I think the median sales price in May of 2023 was around $635,000. So homes are affordable. That means that condos are going to be even more affordable for singles. And there's a lot of things to do in Pembroke Pines. They've got a great mall, and this place is great. It's a good location for anybody to do shopping. It's kind of like an outdoor mall. They've got great restaurants. I think that this is it's the Cheesecake Factory. You know, they've got stores you'd see in the mall. I think that says Victoria's Secret, Lens Crafters. So anything that you're going to see in the mall, you'll find in this area, in this shopping center. It's just outdoors. Lots of great restaurants here. I know that this is a kind of an Irish pub style restaurant. This is a sushi restaurant. And then just out from here, you know, all the communities around this area, like I said, all kinds of communities here. Most of these are going to be behind a gate. So like I said, they're great for families. Not sure exactly which community this is. These homes look to be like they're going to be a little bit higher on the median range for homes in Pembroke Pines. Judging by the size of these homes, these are going to be in the 9s to $1 million. somewhere in that range. And these are very close. All of these are going to have pools. They're going to have waterfront properties. A lot of them will. And then as you start moving east in Pembroke Pines, you'll start getting to more affordable homes. Judging from these homes, I would say that these are in the 800s. Pool homes, yeah, in the 800s. And then my guess is as we continue to move east, the homes will become more and more affordable. So these look to me like they're probably in the 600s, right around the median price range for Pembroke Pines. So you've got that. There's also Pembroke Lakes Mall. This is Pembroke Lakes Mall. So you can see, if I come in, yep, this is the AMC movie theater. But this is another great place for teens to go, another great place to do shopping. It really is a great community. And since there's so much going on in Pembroke Pines, let me show you another location. This is C.B. Smith Park. And this is one of the larger parks in Fort Lauderdale area. C.B. Smith Park here, they've got a lot. There's a lot going on here. Number one, they've got a great lake there. They do have camping. They've got golf. They've got a tennis center. They've got the campground here that I was telling you about. Another thing that they do at C.B. Smith Park is they do an annual thing called the Chili Cook-Off. And I don't know if they still have it at C.B. Smith Park. They did. They used to do it there. I imagine that they still do. If not, they have it somewhere else. But it's a large concert series that they have at the park, something that people enjoy in the community. So there's a lot happening here that you can do. They have this Paradise Water Cove here for the kids. Look at this water slide. That's pretty good for kids. They have a lazy river. So it's kind of like going to any type of a water park, and this is a Broward County park. Okay, just north of Pembroke Pines is a city called Southwest Ranches. This is a fantastic community for families if you have funds available to purchase a house here, because the homes are very expensive. I think in May of 2023, the median price was around 1.2 or 1.3 million, and that's just in the middle. A lot of these homes are going to be in the multiple millions of dollars. In terms of entertainment, you're probably going to be headed south to Pembroke Pines. Right here is that Shops at Pembroke Gardens that we talked about, the outdoor shopping center. Or you're going to head north and get into some areas that we're going to talk about in a little bit later, like Sawgrass Mills. So, I'll just show you guys really quickly. I mean, these homes are, these properties are, they're very expensive. You can see how much land these properties have. Pools, large properties. You're going to find a lot of horse farms. If you're into horses, or you're interested in horse farms, or you would like to have horses, Southwest Ranches is your spot. You're going to find a lot of your neighbors do the same thing. But these are multiple acre lots. Look at some of these homes. These things are enormous homes. $3-4 million homes with the land. Very, very expensive. Now, if we look, I think they're usually on the west side. Yeah, on the west portion, you are going to be able to find some homes that are affordable in Southwest Ranches, and that's what keeps the median price from being in orbit. So, but still, these homes here they're probably close to $1 million. They're probably very, very close to $1 million. These seem to be a little bit more affordable because you can tell the properties aren't quite as big. All right, moving right along. So the next community we're going to see is called Davie, Florida. Davie, Florida and Southwest Ranches, they kind of have the same flavor. They have an equestrian nature feel to the city. You're going to see people on horseback on the side of the road in Davie. You'll see people on horseback on the side of the road in Southwest Ranches. The average or the median sales price in Davie in May of 2023 was far less than Southwest Ranches. In Davie, it's kind of the mid 800s, the median price. So you're going to be able to find some more affordable homes. But if you like a country style, if you like farms, if you like larger plots of land, Davie's a good choice. Davie also has excellent schools. A lot of people move to Davie because they understand that the schools are excellent. There's a lot of community parks in Davie that are very good. Also, Davie runs along 595, so it is and a lot of portions of Davie, especially up here. Easy access to 595. Homes here in Davie, as you might expect by the median price, they're expensive. There are some places where they're very, very expensive. But I mean, you can see I'm just zooming into this home right here. This is going to be $1 million plus home, probably in the $2 million range. It's got a huge piece of land that it's on. Yeah, it's going to be a very expensive home. Okay, the next city we're going to talk about is Weston, Florida. Weston is in the western portion of the developed area of Broward County. It's about as far west as you can go until you take 75 out toward the west coast of Florida. So Weston is a really, really unique place. You can see where it's positioned. You've got 595. You've got the Sawgrass Expressway going north. You've got the 75 going south. You can be in West Palm Beach in 40 minutes. You can be in Miami in 40 minutes. You can be in Fort Lauderdale in 25 minutes. You can be at the airport in 20 minutes. So it's in a good location. This was a master planned city. I believe it was a company called Arvida. If I'm wrong on that, then I'm sorry, but I believe Arvida was the one. And so this whole city was a master planned city. So every community is beautiful. They have waterfront homes. This neighborhood here, it's unbelievable. It's Windmill. I think it's Windmill Farms is what they call it. Maybe Windmill Ranches, I believe is what it is. Yeah, Windmill Ranch. These homes are unbelievable. These might be some of the most expensive homes in Broward County off the beach. They very well could be, these homes in Windmill Ranches. But for us mere mortals, any of these homes in Weston are going to be more than $1 million. I believe the median sales price in Weston is around $900,000. But you're not going to find a property in Weston, in most of Weston, for less than $1 million. If it's on the water, expect a lot more than that. Well, not a lot more, but more. If you're not on the water, but you just have a large, beautiful home like this one with a beautiful swimming pool, it's going to be $1 million or more, much more. 1.2, something like that, in that range. There is an area in Weston that keeps the median price reasonable. It's kind of the Bonaventure area of Weston. There's some homes in here. They still have swimming pools, and it's not going to be long before they're over $1 million too. But you can find homes in here for less than $1 million. The schools are fantastic. A+ schools. I don't think there's anything less than an A-rated school in Weston. If it is, it's an anomaly. These are very, very good schools. But that's pretty much it for Weston. There's not a whole lot going on in Weston. They have this Weston Town Center here that I can zoom into. This is really the only shopping that you have. There's some great restaurants in here. Yum Korea. They've got a Starbucks in here. A Boca's House, whatever that might be. There's a great, there's some great places in here. There's a Japanese steakhouse in here. I think this might be it here. Yeah, the Japan Inn. You'll find, if you're just looking to go out on the town in Weston and you live in Weston, this will be a good spot for you. Otherwise, you're going to be going down to Pembroke Pines, like we talked about. And once again, you're going to be looking up here in Sawgrass Mills area. Markham Park is one of the largest parks in Broward County. It really is something special. They've got a campground, and even an RV where RVs can stay in Markham Park. So it's got an RV spot, and this is right on the Everglades. This right here it's an airport, but it's an airport for model airplanes. When my son was young, I used to take him out here, and they fly model jets out here. They've got lots of open areas for throwing frisbees, playing football. They've got lots of areas on the water where you can do picnics. They have Camp Chameleon, which my kids did almost every summer. It's a very affordable summer camp for your kids. If you're working, you need to find a spot for your kids during the summer. Camp Chameleon is an excellent spot if you're living in Weston, Davie, Coral Springs, Sunrise, Plantation. Really great stuff. They got playgrounds, swimming pools. They've got 2 dog parks. They've got a baby dog area and a big dog area. It's a dog park. So lots of dogs out here running around having a good time. And then you come over here and you get into the RV areas. You have a huge lake out here. And if you come this way, Markham Park mountain bike trails. Okay, if you're into mountain biking and you like that type of thing, you're gonna love this. These mountain bike trails are world class and they go all back through here. I believe they stretch out onto here too. I don't know, I've only done it a couple times. Somebody who, if you've done this before and you know more about these mountain biking trails, please let us know. I'd like to know if it goes on here, other people would too. But just lots of areas to get out there and experience nature at Markham Park. All right, that was some good information on Weston. The next city I'd like to talk about is Plantation. Plantation also runs along 595, just like Davie does. It's a neighbor to the south. And the city, it's almost the entire distance between the Turnpike and 75 and the Sawgrass Expressway is along 595. So there's a lot of opportunity to get on this highway and to make things happen quickly. You can get down to the beach quickly. You can get out west quickly. You can get north quickly on the Turnpike, and you can get south quickly on the Turnpike. I will say that during the morning hours, it can be very difficult to get out of Plantation's main roads here. It can be difficult because everybody is coming out of these communities trying to get onto 595, for the workday. The median sales price in Plantation in May of 2023 was $650,000. So we're getting a little bit back down to earth here. There are some affordable homes in Plantation, and that's because, a lot of it is because the properties aren't quite as big. The homes are very nice, but they're more affordable. They're a little bit older, but they are going to be more affordable. A lot of these homes have pools, so you can expect to have a pool in Florida. And I can tell you, if you're moving to Florida and you never lived here before, you really want to find a house with a pool. If you like pools at all, because during the summer it can be very hot here, and there is nothing better than on the weekend to be in your pool when it is burning up hot. So it's very nice to have that. There's going to be, there's parts of Plantation that are very nice, similar to Davie and similar to Southwest Ranches. There's places like this where there's very, very large properties, and these homes are going to be very expensive. They're going to be much more than $1 million in these areas with the large properties. But you can find lots of areas where there's affordable single-family homes. You're going to be able to find lots of areas where there's affordable townhomes for first-time home buyers. So for singles and first-time home buyers, I would say that Plantation would be a very good choice. You also have the Broward Mall here in Plantation, which is very nice. Lots of dining, lots of entertainment options right here around the Broward Mall. Okay, what else about Plantation? The Plantation schools are very good. You're going to find A and B rated schools. You'll find a C rated school, and you'll find an anomaly D rated school. And that's why you need somebody like me who can show you where those schools are and show you some options within your budget where you can get into the right school areas. Okay, moving right along. We're getting a little bit long on the tooth in this video, so I'm going to try and wrap this up a little bit quicker. Sunrise is the next city that I'm going to talk about, and the median sales price in May of 2023 was $487,500. So Sunrise is going to be big on affordability. Singles, first-time home buyers, new families. This is a great area to get your start in South Florida. There's a lot of communities in South Florida that are getting very, very expensive, like almost every community that I've discussed so far. Sunrise is an area where you can get a great start. They're safe communities. They've got great amenities in this community that I'm going to talk to you about shortly. But certainly the home prices in Sunrise are great. And you can see here, it's on the west coast of Broward County. I'll zoom out a little bit. This is 595. Once again, Fort Lauderdale, all these expensive areas in Fort Lauderdale, the airport. But see, with all these western cities, you just come down the Sawgrass and you get onto 75 and you're at the airport. So Sunrise, you're 20 minutes from the airport. So you've got all those benefits that these other communities have, but you just have some affordability. Okay, and you can see, I'll give you an idea here. let this work here. So these homes, you're not going to get a lot of land, but these are great starter homes here in Sunrise. You can see there's less pools, but there are pools here in Sunrise. So you can find a pool home in Sunrise. You can find lots of condos available in Sunrise for first-time home buyers, for people that are just trying to get their start and just want to get into the game and get a piece of property in South Florida. But even these properties, your equity position is going to be great on these properties, and everyone has to start somewhere. The wonderful thing about Sunrise is it's got some great amenities. And I'm going to start right here with this area, Sawgrass Mills. Sawgrass Mills is the second largest mall in the United States of America. You've got people coming here from all over El Mundo shopping here at Sawgrass Mills. So a lot of these stores are outlet stores. You're going to find major retailers will have outlet stores. I mean, just look at how massive this place is. Great shopping. They've got entertainment options, which I'm going to go over with in just a minute. They've got some great living areas. This Tao of Sawgrass, these are condos. I had a guy recently that works with my wife that we found him a place in here, and it was I think it was around $350,000 to live in this community. And it's got a fantastic pool. I mean, a great spot for a single. For a single person. It was unbelievable. So you've got that, which is really great. Let's see what else we've got here. You've got the BB&T Center. This is one of my favorite places in Broward County at all. I'm a big Florida Panthers fan, and this is the arena where the Florida Panthers play. And if you're an NHL fan, well, you're going to love coming here. If you're not an NHL fan, you should go to a game anyway, because I wasn't an NHL fan before I went to a game there and just completely fell in love with the game. It's fantastic. So you've got lots of great areas like this. This is going to be the main thing in Sunrise. And this is kind of the premier shopping area in all of Broward County. So, residents of Sunrise have something really, really nice there. Okay, the next city I'd like to touch on is Coral Springs, Florida. This is my home city, so I might be a little bit biased with Coral Springs, but I do love the city. I think it is one of the best places in Broward County to buy and to live. It is more affordable than the most expensive areas of Broward County. If I'm looking at May 2023, the median sales price in Coral Springs was $650,000. So it's not the cheapest, but it's certainly not the most expensive. There are areas in Coral Springs where you can buy $1 million homes for sure. There's plenty of places where that's at, but there's also areas of Coral Springs where you can buy $400,000, $500,000 homes. So there's something for everybody in Coral Springs. There's also condos. There's a lot of things happening in Coral Springs that I'd like to tell you guys about. Like I said, it's in the northwest corner of the developed area of Broward County. If we go up this way, if you come into this community here, this is Venetian Isles. These homes are in the $1 million in Venetian Isles. For sure, these homes are in the $1 million. And this is Lake Coral Springs right here. This is actually pretty neat to take a look at. This is a peninsula out in Coral Springs. These might be the most expensive homes in Coral Springs. I bet the people who live here don't want this attention. But these are beautiful homes. And look at this. They have their own cul-de-sac, and they've got their own little peninsula out here on Lake Coral Springs. Just lovely homes here. So you got that, but these homes in Venetian Isles are going to be, they're $1 million homes here. And as we move along over here, this is called the Isles. It's the Isles here and the Isles East. These are pretty much $1 million homes in here too, $800,000 to $1 million. Then if you cross the street, you've got Eagle Trace. This is a golf course community. It used to be a PGA Tour community. They used to play the Honda Classic here. And so, back in the day, it was really, really something special. But these homes, $800,000 to $1 million, or over $1 million in these communities. So these are some of the most expensive homes in Coral Springs. So if I fly you back out, so this is where we were here. So, this is Lake Coral Springs I just showed you. $1 million homes here, $1 million homes here. But then as you get into these communities, you can buy homes for $600,000 to $800,000. All these homes here, $600,000 to $800,000, maybe more depending on the level of renovation and things like that. Same with all these communities, 6 to 850. That's about what you're going to be spending. And then we get onto university. Let me fly you back a little bit. So university splits Coral Spring in two. So you've got University Drive with all kinds of great restaurants, all kinds of great stuff. And then you've got Coral Square Mall right here in Coral Springs for shopping. And then as you continue up on University Avenue North, you've got something called the Walk. And this walk extends all the way up here to Sample Boulevard. And then on Sample Boulevard, you got something brand new. There's a brand new development. It's kind of a mixed use development. They're luxury condos, and there's going to be restaurants, dining, and entertainment. So it's going to be kind of like the cap of the walk. But just lots of really, really interesting stuff. Coral Springs, unlike other communities in South Florida, has a lot of dining, a lot of entertainment, a lot of great options. And I will tell you that Coral Springs is also a very good place for singles or for new families. The schools in Coral Springs, they're not quite as good as the schools in Parkland if you're going by the letter grade that they get from websites like niche.com, like I showed you at the beginning of this. Coral Springs schools are ranked A and B, sometimes a C, where in Parkland, the truth is those schools are always ranked an A. That's why I said earlier, if you're looking for schools, and those are the most important things, you should be looking at Davie, Weston, and Parkland. Coral Springs comes in at a close second. So I highly recommend it. It's a very diverse community. There's all kinds of great things to do. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out this far. We've got one city left, and it's the city of Parkland. It's located in the northwestern corner of Broward County, or the populated area of Broward County. Parkland is one of Broward County's most expensive cities. So $1.175 million is the median sale price in May of 2023. So yes, it's one of Broward County's most expensive places to live. Can you get a home in Parkland for under $1 million? Yes, you can, but you got to look hard. Typically, it's going to be in this northeastern quadrant of Parkland. There's a neighborhood called Turnbridge in here, Carriage Homes, which are townhouses, which you can certainly get for less than $1 million. There's a small little neighborhood called the Muse, which is about right here. You can find homes there for less than $1 million. So there are some communities. We've already talked about the schools in Parkland. They are A+ rated schools. They're always A+ rated schools. So the schools here are fantastic. Parkland is split down the middle by a main road called University Drive. On the west side of Parkland, which is on this side, these homes are typically much newer built. There's a neighborhood right here called Mira-Lago. These homes have just been built. They just finished building them in 2022. I think there were still some homes being built in 2022. Parkland Bay is also very new as well. These homes are really something else. $1 million homes, but they're on a lake. I mean, the lake is enormous, and you can see they've all been built around this lake. So they all have a beautiful water view in that neighborhood. So yeah, but that's what you can expect in Parkland. Expensive homes, beautiful real estate. So it really is an idyllic community. If you're looking for a great place for your kids, for families, I mean, you really can't do any better. Thanks for hanging out with me today. You know, now that you've seen the video, I think the only thing left to do is kind of decide what type of home do you want to live in. Do you want to live in a townhouse in Fort Lauderdale? Do you want to live in an oceanfront property or a waterfront property? Do you want to live on a big piece of land with a lot of land, big home? Are you a first-time home buyer? Are you looking for something affordable just to get started? You may want to live behind a gate. There's so many options in the things that you want to do. The only thing I need to know is that and the type of lifestyle that you want to live, and we can find the perfect spot for you. But unless you contact me, we'll never be able to have that conversation. So if you're considering a purchase here in Broward County or a sale, please call me, text me, shoot me an email. I'd love to hear from you. So thanks again for watching my video. I hope that you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.